All right, everyone, welcome back into another episode of the Spoiler Alert podcast. Last one of the year. Then we get into 2024. That's what this episode's going to be about. We're going to talk about some movies that are coming out next year. Not all of them, but a pretty big list here, Ty. I didn't realize how many I wrote out.
Oh, yeah, there's a shitload.
But we'll do a brief overview, just talk about if we're excited for them, what our expectations are. Essentially, I have categorized them into two groups. And then Ty, we can discuss if you agree with my thinking, if you don't. And some of these, they might just be in the middle. But we're going to walk through the most anticipated movies for 2024, as well as the most unanticipated movies for 2024. I do want to clarify here that when we say anticipated or unanticipated, that doesn't mean good and bad. That means we're really excited for this movie, this is going to be cool, or I don't give a shit about this movie, why are they making it? Basically. And there could be an anticipated movie that sucks. That's very possible.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be more than one that I'm talking, and I think I already see one on the most unanticipated list that I'm excited for.
Okay, cool. That'll be good for the discussion then, because I just quickly...
It's definitely going to catch you off guard, dude. It's not going to be what you expect.
It's probably Garfield.
Hey, I love lasagna. What can I say?
Yeah. But
Mondays.
Ty, this is it before our big award show episode. So I do want to kind of preview that yet again, because I think that'll be maybe my favorite episode. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to take a little bit more time, put a little bit of work into it. Yeah, it's exciting, but especially I have a lot of stuff coming out. I gotta move this week. Gotta get ready for the big pod.
Yeah, you got things going on, and I got a handful of movies I still gotta watch.
Yeah,
before we solidify our list.
We'll definitely have a little bit of time there to do that. But I did watch one that was on the list, Extraction 2. Finally,
you did.
That.
What did you end up giving that? How'd you feel?
Let me see. I think I ended up on a 7 or 8. Can't remember. It was solid action. It felt like a live action Call of Duty movie, pretty much.
Yeah,
but in a good way.
It was way better than the first one.
Yeah. So I'm glad I didn't really watch the first one, or if I did, it was just kind of on in the background. A lot of cool parts in this movie. Definitely, like, the train was cool. Like the big gun mounted on the train. Like, it just felt like Call of Duty. He's gonna run up and start shooting that thing. Like,
Ty, I'm realizing that I forgot to put a section here of our convince me to see or not. So I'll pop that in here real quick. When you go through the movie news, because it's going to jump right into the movie news, because there's literally nothing coming out this week. The only movies coming out on December 30th are all fucking Dracula movies, and I don't know what's going on, but on IMDb there are 6 movies coming out. 3 of them are Dracula movies. We got The Reincarnation of Dracula, The Vengeance of Dracula, The Seduction of Dracula, and then the other 3 are Death Walks Behind You, Crypt of Evil, and He Killed in Ecstasy, and they all have the same people in it.
What in the world?
I don't know what's going on.
I saw your note and I was like, I wonder what Dracula movies are coming out. This is so funny that they're just literally all called. It's just literally all Dracula.
But what doesn't make any sense further is not that they're all just Dracula movies. They're all by the same people. It's all the same directors, the writers, the actors.
I'm so confused by this. We need to look into this. We need to investigate.
Creeping me out, honestly.
IMDb, like, you would think that they have a filter that's like movies that are specifically like either coming to a well-known streaming service or going to a theater nearby.
Yeah.
I don't think these are going to be either. I do not know where you could watch it.
I don't think anyone's going to see these. Well, okay, I lied. You pop it into YouTube. Someone reviewed it.
What?
3 weeks ago, horror movie review, The Reincarnation of Dracula.
Is there a trailer on IMDb? We might need to have a live watch of the trailer. I don't even think there's a trailer.
I can't see it either.
There's nothing here.
I don't know what's happening, dude. We might have to reach out to this guy.
This is one of those like rabbit holes that we're going down that it's going to lead somewhere that's not going to be great.
No, not great at all.
Directed by Nicholas Malden. Who the hell is this guy?
He's
Nicholas
just super
Malden.
into fucking Dracula.
He's done. Oh my god! And you click his page to see what he's known for, and it's like he's known for the vengeance of Dracula, the seduction of Dracula, and the resurrection of Frankenstein.
He's just. Oh, there's. Oh, dude, he has a Frankenstein versus Dracula. Oh,
Let's go.
Oh my god! It's just these random ass people, and he keeps getting the same people.
He plays the monster in Frankenstein versus Dracula.
Jesus Christ! Ellen Wing is in all of his movies.
The reincarnation of Dracula is the 4,357th most popular movie on IMDb right now.
There you go.
I mean, this is crazy.
This dude's old as piss. Antonio Mayans, who's in this, was born in 1939. This dude might be Dracula.
All of these movies don't have like a synopsis or anything. I think this guy just added them to IMDb.
He bought IMDb Pro just so he can show his own shit on it.
I'm so confused right now.
Yeah, so when I went to go put in, like, all right, I'll put in my upcoming movies of the week, see what we got going on. What the hell is this? Just confused the absolute hell out of me. But, we'll have things to talk about next week, I guess.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of movies coming out. There's not too many coming out that too soon, but I'll start off with a little bit of news that we do have, because there's not a ton, really, if I'm being honest with you. So we're getting a new Twister film, which I did see is in our most unanticipated movie list. Because, I mean, yeah. But apparently it's not a sequel or a reboot. And according to Glenn Powell, a.k.a. the Hangman from Top Gun Maverick, a.k.a. Anyone But You, it's a completely original story. There are no characters from the original movie back, so it's not really a continuation. It's its own standalone story in the modern day. Mark L. Smith, who wrote the screenplay for The Revenant, is writing the screenplay, so that seems like a step down? I don't know. He wrote The Revenant, and now he's like, I'm going to write Twisters. And then Lee Isaac Chung, who made 2020's Minari, is directing, which also feels like a step down. Wasn't that nominated for Best Picture?
What is it?
The guy that directed Minari. I think that was an Academy Award nominated movie.
It did. It won an Oscar.
There you go. So yeah, Twisters, it's coming out, but it's not a sequel or a reboot, folks. It's just a movie. Jordan Peele's next movie got pulled from the 2024 release calendar, which sucks. His fourth film was previously scheduled to be released on Christmas, and it's because of the strikes. So I'm sure that happened to a lot of stuff. We're going to see a lot of stuff that was supposed to come out this year that ends up getting pushed back because of those goddamn strikes. A couple more things here, not a ton like I said, but James Wan's next movie is going to be The Call of Cthulhu. It's currently in development, so he's putting his bullshit Aquaman stories behind him, and he's recently described The Call of Cthulhu, an adaptation of the classic horror short story from H.P. Lovecraft, as a dream project, and one that he's been quietly working on for 5 years. And apparently the story involves a man investigating a demonic cult known as Cthulhu. So, what movie were we just watching where it was based on the Lovecraft and it was a little bit Cthulhu-y, but then...
Oh, yeah,
I don't remember what it was called.
It was the girl from The Hangover.
Yeah, let me see. I gotta go find what
it was not good.
Yeah, it sucked. So hopefully it'll be better than that. I'm surely it will. Let's see. That one was called Suitable Flesh.
Yes.
Suitable Flesh, I gave it a 3 out of 10. Yeah. Completely dog shit movie. So hopefully his version of Cthulhu will be better. I'm sure it will. Last little thing here. Apparently Lionsgate acquired the film rights to make a Monopoly movie. So Lionsgate acquired the global entertainment platform E1 from Hasbro. And this adds 6,500 film and television titles to Lionsgate's library, which that's a lot. I guess E1 produces ABC franchises like The Rookie, which I have no idea what the hell that is. The show Yellow Jackets, which I've heard of, and Naked and Afraid.
Okay.
So, but the transaction also includes the film development rights to the Monopoly brand. So it's not necessarily in development, but it could be eventually because they now own the rights for it. I think a movie that's just based on Monopoly would be stupid, like unless they kind of go like Jumanji it or something, like they're playing the game and then like something happens or like something, make it wild. You know, you can't just have a movie about people buying houses and shit because nobody wants to see that. Oh, like, you know, like I don't know how they could do that. So it would just be like a terrible TLC house flipping show, except full length feature length movie. Like
some nutcase comes in with a monocle and sues you for everything.
Which apparently, if we're gonna talk about the monocle, apparently the monocle is one of those Mandela effects. Apparently, a Monopoly guy never had a monocle.
Really?
Yeah, which is fucked up because to me he did.
He had to have one.
Yeah.
Did he not have one at one point?
Yeah. I mean, everybody thinks
Someone's
he did,
lying.
but apparently he didn't. I think we're all being
It's
gaslit.
right there. Oh no! Oh shit! That's on the Mandela Effect subreddit. Crap.
Yeah, dude.
He never had a fucking monocle.
Yeah, it's really messed up.
I feel lied to.
It's like that's like the Fruit of the Loom cornucopia.
Yeah, yeah,
I definitely remember there being a cornucopia.
yeah. I do too.
I mean, these pictures with the monocle, it just seems so right.
Yeah, like why would he not? He's a rich guy.
The leading theory is that everybody's getting him confused with the peanut guy, but no, like.
I'm upset.
So that's really all there is for news. Sorry to blow your mind with the Mandela effect there, but
Yeah, I'm like super upset right now with the monocle.
we could honestly go down the whole fucking rabbit hole of all the Mandela effects too, because every time I read them, they blow my mind.
Dude, it's weird.
The leading theory now is just that companies are just gaslighting us to think it's a Mandela effect so that they get talked about more and stuff. It's crazy.
It's not a bad idea, but
right?
It's all a damn simulation, anyways.
Pretty much. So that's like all these Dracula movies are simulated, and they don't exist.
They're gonna be gone. They're gonna be gone.
They're listed, they just don't exist.
Yeah. So they're just putting their names on there like a resume.
Those are the movies that are always like on the front page of a certain website we like to use.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, what the hell even is this?
Give it a watch. But they themselves upload it there because it's the only way it gets seen.
Yeah, like, what are we doing here?
All right, Ty, but we do have some Convince Me to Sees or not. We got 4 films here. I saw Maestro and the Family Plan, and Ty saw Poor Things and Saltburn. So, Ty, I'll kick it off here with Maestro. We talked about it a little bit, and it did seem like it was supposed to be a good film. You know, mostly we thought that because when we look up odds for, you know, the Oscars and everything, the movie wasn't even out, and it was getting odds as if it was going to be even nominated for Best Picture, as well as like Bradley Cooper getting, you know, Best Actor. And it just before it even came out, it was just up there. It's currently still plus 2,000 to win Best Picture. Wow. And Bradley Cooper right behind Cillian Murphy for Best Actor at plus 175.
Really?
Yeah. Yep,
Imagine if he upsets Cillian Murphy. I think people would be outraged. I think I would be outraged.
Yeah, I think so too. And, you know, maybe that's where I'll start. Okay. The acting in the movie was extremely good. Bradley Cooper apparently had some effects done to his face to make him look more like this guy. And I shouldn't say this guy. I should know his name. But
Maestro.
Because it is a true story about Leonard Bernstein, who was a conductor composer, probably the most famous American composer, and that was kind of what part of the story was. But they did some effects to his face to make him look more like him, and it was very well done. You couldn't really tell it was fake. I had to actually, maybe it was a Mandela effect there as well. I'm like, is that fake? I remember Bradley Cooper having a smaller nose or something like that. But the acting was very good. Bradley Cooper does a great job, and I would say that his female counterpart Carey Mulligan did an even better job. She was great.
Yeah, she's been good in a lot of stuff, like that Promising Young Woman, which I'm going to mention a little bit later. She's really good in that, so that's cool.
Yeah, so I think it's fair to call the acting of this movie top notch. For me, that's kind of where it ended. The acting was good. The story at the beginning was interesting enough, and then it just keeps going more and more into like their personal / sex lives and focuses on that. And I'm like, I don't care. You know, I know very little about Leonard Bernstein other than he did some of the music for maybe even all of it for West Side Story, the musical. And I wanted to learn about how he kind of up and came into that role and became who he is, which is obviously now a very well-known composer and conductor. But we don't get that. Instead, you get this story about how Leonard Bernstein is apparently just like a slut and just wants to bang every dude he sees, and it causes problems in his marriage. No shit. Of course it would.
Sounds about right.
The wife like almost kind of doesn't care and even thinks about having her own little things on the side, whatever. And like it dives a lot into that, and it's just like you do not care almost. There's just too much of it. However, I will say acting good, the music also good because they use his actual music throughout the entire film. So that was pretty cool. They briefly mention West Side Story, and by briefly I mean they say like a sentence about, oh yeah, you just finished West Side Story. Yes, I did. And then they just fucking continue onwards with the bullshit. So like that was super disappointing. I wanted to know more about him and not so much his love life. Because that's kind of what Napoleon did as well. And that's what I compared it to, where in Napoleon, I'm like, cool, we're going to learn about Napoleon, how he was this great general and took over like all of fucking Europe and tip of Africa. Nope, we're learning about how his wife is just a whore. And I'm like, I don't care about that. And that's exactly what they did in this movie. So I'm going to convince you not to see it. I don't think it's worth a watch. I bet there's a documentary out there that is much better. With that said, this is very likely to be a movie. I bet it wins some Oscars.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's got Oscar written all over it.
It is just that kind of like Oscar baiting movie.
Yeah, yep.
And it's going to win way too many, get nominated for way too many. It really is a shame because there was something here, and a 6.8 is what it's at currently at IMDb, a 77 on Metacritic. So like that feels really, really high for me. As a whole, I was not impressed. I gave it a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like one that it's like if you're not into, you know, the subject of like fucking being a maestro, and you don't have a good enough, I shouldn't say good enough, an interesting enough lead character that all you can focus on is his love life. Seems like there should be more to it than that.
Yeah, it really was a shame because there's a story there. They just chose the wrong one.
Is it all in black and white?
No. Okay, that was the other weird thing. So it starts out at the beginning. He's like being interviewed by someone, and it's in color. And then it goes back in time, and then it's in black and white. And then
like time
randomly,
black and white, or
yeah, but like it's not like it was needed to do that. Like when they go, it's not like they jump back and forth and you need to know when they're back in time and when they're not. They go back in time, it's black and white, and then from there out, it is a linear story. Yeah. And then it will randomly turn in color because it's 10 years later or some shit. So that's also just like another Oscar baiting shit because those old fucks who decide the Oscars like black and white.
Yeah, definitely. How's the length feel? I see it's like 2 hours and 9 minutes. How did it feel long?
It felt long. And it's in 2 hours and 9 minutes, it's not long. I watched it. It's on Netflix, so I was just kind of, laying on the couch watching it, and it dragged. For 2 hours and 9 minutes, I could honestly say I thought it was 2.5 at minimum. It just felt long.
Yeah. I was just looking to see. He has Oscar nominations, but no wins. So it feels like he's really just going for that Oscar.
He's really trying.
Also, I'm so confused because I'm looking at his Academy Award nominations, and one of his nominations is under Joker. Is he in Joker?
Is he?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. What the fuck was he in Joker for?
Right? I'm so confused.
He was in Joker because he gave what's her name a role, the Lady Gaga for the next one. No, best movie. I see that too.
What the hell is that?
Who was he in that? Okay, we're gonna get like another Mandela effect. Look what you did.
It's like he was Joker all along. We're like, what?
All right, I gotta look him up. Bradley. Who he produced it?
Oh, well, that's cool then.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, well, good for him. I'm glad that we got to the bottom of that because I was really tripping out, like wondering who he played in it. Oh, yep, there it is. Bradley Cooper produced. Okay, see it now.
Good for him.
Okay,
which,
so pretty
funny
much...
enough, that actually might be why Lady Gaga is going to be in the next one.
Oh, dead on, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. we figured it out.
I wonder if he's also producing a sequel. Let's see.
I would imagine.
Yep, he is.
There you go.
For sure, yeah. That's. I mean, she can sing and all that, but definitely keeping the friends close.
Yeah. We'll talk about Joker in a bit.
Yeah.
But Ty, hopefully you saw a better movie than I did.
Yeah, I'll start with the better of the two that I saw. So I'll kick it off here with Poor Things, and this was one of the last big movies of the year that I'm really looking forward to seeing. Finally got a chance to, and I'm really happy I did. Side note though, I saw it at the Waterworks Theater, which is pretty much like been my go-to lately if I don't feel like going to South Pike, because they do get a lot of the smaller releases. Apparently they have like a fucking rat infestation or something.
Oh,
and they got nailed with like food, like a health advisory. So like I'm glad I'm not going there and like eating the hot dogs and shit. But that's kind of gross.
Yeah.
So that sucks. I hope they don't get shut down because I really like that movie theater. They have the recliners that I like, and let's not shut it down, health department, if you're listening, and I know that you are. People don't need hot dogs at this movie theater. They can just stick to the boxed candy and the red Baja Blast in the fountain machine.
That's right.
Code Red. I don't know why I called it Baja Blast. It's the only place I know of that has Code Red on tap.
I don't think they made it anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when was the last time you even had a Code Red, let alone on draft, on a tap?
Because like that was like a big drink when like Modern Warfare 2 came out.
Not
talking about the Modern Warfare 2 re-release, you youngins. The real one.
I want a Code Red so bad right now. I'm fired up. But
go get it.
And speaking of this movie too, back to it, I thought I was going to be a couple minutes late for this movie tops. It started at, I don't know, whatever it was, 12:30, and I got there at like 12:48. So usually there's at least a solid 10 to 15 to 20 minutes of previews. I missed like 15 minutes of the movie. So I was able to go in and watch the beginning of it on
places.
A place. And and it sucked watching it on that place because there was ads all over the screen and it was fucking terrible. But I kind of just wanted to see what I missed. I kind of got what I missed. No big deal. But anyway, back to it here. Finally glad I got to see this one. It's like nothing we've really seen this year, I don't think. It's kind of like if Barbie met Frankenstein and Beau is Afraid. I kind of like to throw together a bunch of movies, you know, whenever I'm trying to think of something that's like. So it's weird in a lot of ways, and it's also really good in a lot of ways here. Quick reminder here of the plot in case anybody doesn't know. The incredible tale about a fantastical evolution of Bella Baxter, a young woman brought back to life by the brilliant and unorthodox scientist Dr. Godwin Baxter. So Bella Baxter, played by Emma Stone, Godwin Baxter, played by Willem Dafoe, and he looks wild in this one. They just made him look like a complete freak, but he's really good. And then Mark Ruffalo, too, is also really good in this. Current ratings here, 8.5 on IMDb, 93% certified fresh critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, and 82% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. This one's directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, and if you're familiar with any of his other movies, this definitely feels like one of his films. So I think Emma Stone in this is pretty much just going to be a lock for Best Actress after this performance, because she was just absolutely incredible. Bella Baxter is a really complex character, and she just nails it. She's pretty much playing like almost like three different characters in one without getting too much into detail here. And Mark Ruffalo, too, is great. It's good to see him as just not, like, just the Hulk. Good to see him kind of be, like... He's really just funny in it. He's not just comedic relief, but he does have a lot of just funny parts. Him just, like, saying, like, oh, fuck, and just, like, smacking his head, and, like, it's funny. Whole lot of nudity in this one, too. Graphic nudity. Because at one point... Quick spoiler, Emma Stone becomes a whore, and that's what she actually calls it. She's like, oh, I spent a couple years whoring. So you see a lot of that, and if you're into that, hey, good for you. But more importantly, folks, than that is the cinematography in this movie. It's so unique in the way it looks. It's just completely different from a lot of movies we're seeing these days. Like Maestro, it does have color and black and white at different times, but the way they do it, it just looks great. The color really, it kind of looks like, I don't know if they're trying to make it look all, you could kind of see from, let me pull it up on IMDb here. It looks like almost like fantastical and like fake and like a painting almost. Let me pull it up here. I also keep wanting to call it Good Things. I don't know why. Trying to find where it looks like just wild. Yeah, like the picture of her on the boat there with the purple clouds and the purple sky and stuff, like that just looks wild.
Gotcha.
So they do a real good job here using like the color and the black and white to portray different feelings, different, you know, intensities of scenes and all that stuff. Without diving too far into it, though, definitely recommend this one. Can't recommend it enough. Easily going to make my top of the year list, I think. I'm ready to watch it again. So I'm going to end up going a strong 9 on this one.
Okay.
Really, really good. Definitely worth a watch. It's funny. It's dramatic. It's really just good.
Awesome. Yeah, that 9 rating gives it potential to finish at least tied. Well, the highest it could be is tied for first.
Mm-hmm.
So Poor Things. It feels like a Del Toro type film.
Kinda, yeah. It does have that vibe to it too.
Is it a love type story?
Yeah, a little bit. It's definitely kind of like romance. Whether it be with Mark Ruffalo or with other guys.
Yeah, right.
Zing.
Right. Yeah, because
tags here and it says scientist, and then it goes female full frontal nudity, female topless nudity, female masturbation, and then doctor.
Yeah, okay. Those are the categories that I look for. But yeah, because I looked at it and I immediately thought of oh no. I'm drawing a blank. It won Best Picture. Del Toro's with the mermaid.
Shape of Water.
Yes, I immediately thought of that.
Yeah,
where maybe
it just has that like dark look to it, kind of like Frankenstein-y, weird.
Yeah.
So I watched Shape of Water, by the way. Have you?
I have. I saw that one in theaters. It was fucking weird.
That's what I heard.
Probably didn't deserve Best Picture in my mind, but it was damn weird. Not bad, just weird.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it seems to be set back kind of like the Renaissance times, 1800s.
Almost like it's kind of like that, but it's almost futuristic at the same time too. I can't really tell.
So like a BioShock type feel.
Yeah, that's how it feels. Yeah, I would.
Okay,
that's actually perfect.
I love
perfect
that
description.
So
Yeah,
kind of steampunk.
Yeah, very much so. I'd say.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, this is one I definitely need to get around to seeing because, I mean, you already told me you got a 9 on it, so it has potential to finish up top, and if it does, I got to see it so we can, officially lock it in as such. So yeah, I got to see this before we do our awards.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's streaming soon, but I think it's worth it if you can make it to a showing.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it's streaming soon because there wasn't too many showings whenever I was able to actually see it.
I might have to see. So I'm going to Denver next week, so I might have to see if, just late night if we're not doing anything else, might go check it out.
Yeah, I think you gotta like it. It's definitely worth a shot.
Funny enough, the last time I was in Denver, that's when we saw Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, I remember you there. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so they got an Alamo there, so I'm all about it.
Nice.
Cool. Well, Ty, you saw a good film. I saw one film and one okay film. So the family plan is going to be that okay film. Nothing special. Okay. You get old Mark Wahlberg in here doing Mark Wahlberg things. Absolutely zero acting on his part. He's just Mark Wahlberg in everything he's in. But this movie, I had very little expectations going into it. Straight to streaming type movie. Mm-hmm. Mark Wahlberg. Kind of knew what I was getting into with the story because it's been told 1,000 times. Oh, there's some guy who used to be some crazy military operative and now he's a family man trying to stay undercover. Oh, whoa, he has to go not undercover anymore and show his true colors. But everyone knows the story. It's been told 1,000 times. What I care about is the execution of the story. I laughed a decent amount of times in this movie. Mark Wahlberg just silly around the board. The adventure of the story is a little bit ridiculous because essentially none of his family knows who he was in a past life, and he wants to keep it that way. So he surprises his family with a trip to Las Vegas. They can't take a plane or anything because in reality he can't have his picture out there, otherwise he'll get found out again. So they're just gonna hit it on the road trip to Vegas. It's gonna be a good time for the family. Oh shit, kids have their phones. All right, throw all your phones out the window, kids. That's gonna be fun. And so like it's just this whole scheme of him trying to have them not know who he is, all while literally killing people throughout the movie. Like they're driving in the middle of the night, everyone's sleeping in the car, and he literally like kills 4 people that are driving up on him. So it's absolutely ridiculous, but it's okay enough. There was a good budget behind it. I mean, it's an Apple TV film, so obviously they had money. So it looks really well done. They try to do that thing where to pull in like the younger crowd, and honestly, like this probably includes like our generation because the one kid is super into like esports and like streaming on Twitch and everything.
Yeah, I see that from the poster. He's got his AirPods in or whatever.
Yeah,
and he's looking at the phone, so he's a gamer.
He's a gamer, and they really, really try to use him to get people into it. They're like, oh yeah, gamer, because he competes in some. They play Valorant, Actually,
okay.
it's a Valorant tournament, which makes me think that this might have been partially filmed while I was in Vegas, because there was a TwitchCon there.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
And I think, they might have just kind of tagged on top of that to record this movie. But either way, I can't. It's something to throw on. It's silly. It's ridiculous. You know exactly what you're going to get out of it. But hey, it was better than the Mark Wahlberg Transformers.
Does he say wicked blank in this movie at all? Wicked smart, wicked frickin'.
I'm trying to think. He definitely has obviously he has a Boston accent. He can't get rid of that thing. But I can't recall any wicked smart type stuff.
Damn.
Which is a shame. It might be in there, but I just don't remember it. It wasn't. I'm just used to him saying shit like that it doesn't even stick anymore.
I'm just wondering if, is this just all Mark Wahlberg's going to play from now? It's kind of like the goofy daddy type.
Yeah.
I didn't mean dad as in daddies and daddy. I meant dad-y. I'm looking at his last couple movies here.
Daddy's Home.
Yeah, Daddy's Home. Yeah, that's kind of just what he ages
really,
like.
Just who he is now. Yeah. Which, he which is also a little awkward, because there is a scene where he goes to pick up his daughter, and they have one of his daughters say how hot he is, or no, I'm sorry, not one of his daughter's friends say how hot he is, and I'm like, someone wrote that. I'm like, that's a weird thing. But yeah, it just kind of seems like he wants to be that dad guy, but he's still cool and tough.
He definitely still gets his cool roles too, because I'm looking, he's got that Father Stew movie. Looks like he was a boxer and then becomes some kind of priest or something like that. And then he's got the Uncharted movie. Still never saw that one. But then he's also got Mile 22. Then he's got Instant Family. And then he's got Patriots Day, Deepwater Horizon, all that stuff.
Yeah, he's very back and forth. It's almost kind of how Arnold was.
Yeah. And all this to say, I like Mark Wahlberg. I'm not an anti-Mark Wahlberg guy. So good for Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, so he was good enough in this. You don't expect much out of this movie. I gave it a solid 5. I did enjoy it more than Maestro.
That's not bad at all, then.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I think I'm convinced to watch it.
Ty, you texted me kind of upset with this last movie.
Yeah. So this was another one that I was excited to see, and because I've heard that it's a little bit more polarizing. I was finally able to watch it on Amazon. They're definitely really pushing it big time on the homepage of Prime Video. It's big on there. They say, watch Saltburn now, number 2 movie. Ugh. So, I think it's probably worth a watch if you're available to stream it on Amazon, but that doesn't make it good. So, quick synopsis here. Student at an Oxford University finds himself drawn into the world of a charming and aristocratic classmate who invites him to his eccentric family's sprawling estate for a summer to never be forgotten. So it's starring Barry Keoghan, Jacob Elordi, and Rosamund Pike. It's currently a 7.3 on IMDb, 72% critic score, and 79% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. So, like we said earlier about Carey Mulligan, this one's directed by Emerald Fennell, who also directed Promising Young Woman, which is a really good movie. This one, not as much. So for starters, this movie looks great, has a really great score too, so it's got that going for it. Anytime that Time to... Wow, that's really hard to say. Anytime that Time to Pretend by MGMT comes on, anytime Time to Pretend by MGMT comes on, it's gonna just elevate whatever you're watching, just because that song just rips.
That's right.
They're in the middle of a field, ripping some drugs, and that song's on. It's hell yeah, dude, good for you. Barry Keoghan's really good in it too, so it also has that going for it. But the thing that it doesn't have going for it though is entertainment. It's a slow burn that just doesn't ever really hit anything worth all of the slow, boring build-up. And I kind of get what they're trying to do here. I mean, it's more about class and society and obsession even. but the way that they wrap it up just didn't do it for me. It felt kind of like really, like that's okay, that just happened. It has some really like goofy standout scenes though. Quick spoiler alert here. It's going viral on the internet, but there's a scene where Barry Keoghan drinks the guy's bathwater. And it was like actually disgusting. Like the dude's like draining his bathwater and like leaves whatever, runs in, he just like sticks his face on the bathtub like in the drain and is just like sucking up all the bathwater. I was like gagging. Like it was gross. So there's that. I think there could have been a lot better movie here with this one. I'm going a 4 on it, but I could even be lower than that. It's just pretty meh.
Gotcha.
I'm glad I didn't run to the theater to see it because I probably would have fell asleep.
That's a shame because it's weird because it does have high ratings like across the board.
Right. I don't know. It didn't do it for me. It was too boring. I thought the way that they kind of ended it just kind of felt like trying to do too much.
Okay.
I'm curious to see what you'd think if you'd watch it too. I'm sure you'd have the same feelings. It's a cool movie. Like it looks good. I want to like this movie, but it didn't do it for me.
Damn.
Which sucks because I was like looking forward to this one for a while.
Yeah, I think we talked about it quite a handful of times, and we're like, yeah, we definitely got to watch that, especially like before our award show or whatever, because we thought it had potential.
Yeah, like it's definitely not terrible, but it's also just not like, I don't think this is a 7. I don't think this is anything higher than like a 4 for me.
Oh damn!
Kind of a bummer, but.
Yeah,
not bad. I would say watch it just to see what you think. So I'll say watch it, but if you don't, it's not a big deal either.
Fair enough. I'll probably end up seeing it at some point, but we weren't really rushing to begin with, and now I'm really not.
Yeah.
But I'll give it a go at some point, and I'll give it a rating here and there. But that's kind of a good segue into our final section of the episode, which is anticipated and unanticipated movies, where we were highly anticipated movie Saltburn was, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I think that's possible, and hopefully makes people realize kind of what we're talking about here when we're talking about anticipation in terms of these films. So Ty, I have way too many movies on here, and I think we probably want to finish up here in the next 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. So we don't have to take a deep dive into really most of these.
Right.
What I do want to do is we'll go through all of them, just kind of discuss what they're about, and then maybe give our 2 cents on if we feel like this is worth watching, is it not, etc. But cool. Let's start at the top here. With a movie called Drive Away Dolls. I actually put this here as a most anticipated movie.
I'm excited for this one.
I think there's a shit ton of potential. Just to read about it, Jamie regrets her breakup with her girlfriend, while Marianne needs to relax. In search of a fresh start, they embark on an unexpected road trip to Tallahassee, but things quickly go awry when they cross paths with a group of inept criminals. You get Ethan Coen directing and writing, Matt Damon and Pedro Pascal starring. So I brought this up
Margaret Qualley
a little bit ago.
Yeah, I can't remember what movie it was whenever I first saw this trailer, but it hooked me. Like, it's a really good trailer, so I'm excited for this one. Really good cast. You get a Coen brother directing, so that's why Matt Damon's in it. He's been in a lot of the Coen brothers stuff, I feel like, unless he hasn't.
I honestly don't know.
But Margaret Qualley, I think she's really good too. Like I said, one of my low-key favorites of the year, Sanctuary. She was in that. She's been in a lot of stuff. She's definitely up and coming.
Yeah.
She was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Definitely excited for this one. I think when's it come out? February?
We got a release date of February 23rd.
Sweet.
Yeah, so don't have to wait long. This is also the first film directed by just Ethan Coen without his brother.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the brothers are kind of doing that in Hollywood now with even like the
Splitting up.
Safdies. Yeah, splitting up.
Yeah. But that seems good enough. And honestly, what might excite me the most, which is weird, it's only an hour 24.
Wow, that feels short these days whenever a movie's only an hour and 20.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like I definitely feel this way about horror movies, but like they can get to the point a lot quicker. There's a lot more going on. There's just very few. It's not possible for there to be blank spaces because it's so short.
Yeah, I was gonna say this must really just get going.
Also, now I gotta look real quick. I might be wrong, but I thought I saw fucking Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite in the background
That's hilarious,
of the
dude.
trailer. So I really hope that's accurate.
If Uncle fucking Rico's in this movie,
He's the man. But these next few we've talked about probably at great length. We don't have to go into too much depth, but Dune Part 2, obviously a massive, highly anticipated film. We were excited for it this year, and it didn't come out.
Boo.
So that's an easy one to throw on there.
Definitely.
Next one, Deadpool 3. I think this is also easy to be excited for, but there's also, it almost feels like there's not great vibes around this film.
Yeah, I mean, so much stuff with Marvel these days. It's hard to be excited about it, even though it's probably like going to be the best Marvel movie for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. So
it'll be fun to talk about it.
We're definitely going to see it. Expectations are high, but the worry is disappointment is highly possible for this one.
For sure. When is the release date for this? Is it like March or something?
I feel like it's even further out.
I was going to say, it could be. I can't remember. I knew it was something like
July 26th.
July, okay.
Yeah. So obviously everyone's excited for Hugh Jackman to come back as Wolverine. But it's just a lot of like, you read the news about it and it just doesn't seem good.
And like vibes. A lot of stuff already gets spoiled too. Like we already see like Hugh Jackman doing the stuff as Wolverine and all that. It's kind of like, what the hell? So, I mean, I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure we'll probably like it, but yeah, I mean, we're definitely anticipating it, but it could also be like, it could be a flop.
It very well could be.
They have a lot of riding on this one, I'll say that.
The same could probably be said about this next one. And honestly, I didn't know if I should put this under highly anticipated or unanticipated, because quite honestly, I don't know if I am excited for Gladiator 2. I feel like it is very much a movie that does not need made. Ridley Scott has been disappointing the hell out of me lately, and I'm scared. I really am scared about this movie, but I am excited for it, so it's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I still have never seen the first Gladiator the full way through, which is, it's really just terrible on my part if I have a movie podcast and haven't seen Gladiator. But yeah, another one that just seems like way too late.
Yeah,
almost cash grabby. Yeah, but Ridley Scott, this is, don't get me wrong, it's anticipated, but like you said, Ridley Scott kind of fumbled the last few things he's got going on here.
Yeah.
So does it need to be made? No. Will we see it? Yes. We're excited for it, but also another one is just like, meh.
Exactly.
But this one's Civil War. I'm actually getting pretty excited for Civil War because there was a rumor going around that it was like 3 hours and 20 minutes long for whatever reason. And they had to come out and be like, no, it's like an hour and like 30 minutes long. Like, it's not a long movie.
Yeah. Why? What a weird rumor to start.
Yeah. Plum Dog and his wife are in it.
Yeah. So I didn't know about this movie. I actually texted you while I was in the theater seeing The Iron Claw. And I was like, Plum Dog's in fucking everything. And then, of course, yeah, he's there with his wife, old MJ, aka Kirsten Dunst. But yeah, this A24 yet again.
This is I saw that this is also like their highest budgeted movie like ever.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's really big. So hopefully it's good. Hopefully it doesn't flop. Hopefully it shows that A24 can make the bigger budget stuff to go along with all the really good low budget stuff that they do. I'm excited for this one. I always love the Civil War shit.
Yeah, and like futuristic Civil War. And it's not like super it's not like the year 2400. This is like near future 10, 20 years.
Yeah. It's
And that's
probably
what
going to be
scares
a lot
people.
better than Leave the World Behind for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also probably going to be like one of those things that like it's going to be like politically divisive. I feel like people are going to be like, "Fucking if Civil War."
You don't even know.
Yeah, it's going to be like that kind of. But I'm
Yeah.
so excited for it. I think it's going to be sweet.
That's fun.
It's going to get like meme to shit.
For sure. I mean, Plum Dog, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
Next one. This is another one. I honestly didn't know how to categorize it, but it is A Quiet Place Day One. So this will be a prequel, and it will not be about the family that the first two were about. And also, there's A Quiet Place Part 3 coming out as well.
It's weird that they're going prequel before 3, but I'm here for it. I'd rather see the prequel. I'd like to see how all this stuff started happening than after. I still never saw A Quiet Place Part 2, I don't think.
So in Part 2, they give a little flashback of how things started, but this seems to go like deep into it.
Yeah. See, that's cool. Like I'm here for that. So I'm excited for that one.
It also will not be directed by John Krasinski.
Really?
He is only partially writing it. And actually, I think he's only getting writing credits because he wrote the original.
So he's not directing this one. That's like kind of, I don't know if it's a worry or not, but it's kind of like weird.
It's risky. Because this guy, this was such a weird movie, but it was also fucking pretty good. Pig with Nicolas Cage.
Pig. Hell yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, this guy directed that, Michael Saronsky.
Okay. Well, all right, I'm okay then.
Yeah, so I think it's good to be. We anticipate that. We're excited for it. We're definitely going to see it, but at the same time, there's worry. Spin-off films, series, they don't always work.
That's true, especially whenever you don't have your lead guy directing it. But
exactly. Next one here, we briefly talked about it earlier this episode, but Joker, Folie et Deux is how I believe the French say it. I really don't know, but
nailed it.
Obviously, thank you. Obviously, this is a sequel to the 2019 film Joker, bringing back Joaquin Phoenix and bringing in Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. So, I don't know how to feel about this movie. I've said that quite a few times here. Definitely going to see it. Definitely excited for it. The plot is quote unquote unknown, but it was pretty much confirmed to be a musical, which is fucking weird.
That is so weird to me. Unless it's kind of going to be like in his head, like music, and like in her head music. That's how I think that they can do it, and it still be like realistic, I guess. I don't know. I love the first Joker movie. I'm excited for this one still. I don't mind a musical. I'm okay with a musical, but it's weird that Joker music. Like, it's weird.
That's the weird part.
Yeah,
and like I hope they stick with just how dark the first Joker was. Like the first Joker was a legitimate problem. Like people thought people were going to see it and start shooting up places even more.
Yeah,
like, that's
didn't
how
it come
much
out in
of a
like
problem it was.
Wasn't it the height of like people like allegedly like dressing up as clowns and scaring the shit out of people and stuff too?
I think it was pretty close.
So they were just like they just thought this movie was just going to unhinge people completely.
Exactly.
They were like, "Oh my god, the Joker!"
Everyone's gonna fucking go off.
Yeah,
but I hope they keep that darkness because that's what's so unique about that last Joker movie.
Yeah, this one's definitely got to be rated R too.
Yeah,
keep all the. The first one's pretty violent.
Yeah, it has to. It has to stick with that theme. The musical, whatever. Have him and Harley Quinn sing together. We know Joaquin could sing. He was fucking Johnny Cash.
Fucking right, he was. That movie rules.
So excited for that one. And Ty, I'm not afraid to say it. I might be most excited for this next one. Spaceman.
Hell yeah.
Adam Sandler. Jacob Pro. Oh man, it kind of sounds like Yuri Prohaska's name, but it might be. I'm going to pronounce it that way. Prochaska, an orphan boy and raised in the Czech countryside. Okay, this is just Yuri.
Nailed that too. Yeah, you definitely nailed that. I think it's the same way.
by his grandparents, overcomes his odds to become the country's first astronaut. So Adam Sandler playing a Czech guy.
Is he going to be doing a goofy accent?
I
didn't watch the trailer yet. I'm just excited for it.
Yeah, it is not a comedy. It is a drama sci-fi. But
It's
you
gonna
get
be
some
really
other
funny.
killers in this.
It's going to be
Carey
great.
Mulligan.
I think it's going to be so funny if it's like him doing a serious accent. It's going to make me laugh even harder than him doing like a Hubie accent or something like that.
Yeah. Well, they might just Napoleon it and just have no accent.
Yeah. This is going to be good. I'm excited for it. Paul Dano.
Oh, Dano.
He's a voice. Adam Sandler, Carey Mulligan. Directed by the Saf. Or wait, no, never mind. Rennick. Who's this guy? This is different than the one he's doing with the Safdie boys, but
he
this guy
directed Chernobyl.
Wow, that's awesome.
3 episodes of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I have really high hopes for this one now.
Yeah,
extremely
don't let us
high
down
hopes.
here, Adam.
When's this coming out? This is coming out in March, so not too far.
1st.
Hell yeah, straight to Netflix too. That's big.
Hell yeah,
that's gonna do numbers for Netflix.
Very excited for that one. What a weird not race, but what a weird country for them to choose him to be from.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how they came up with that.
I guess they couldn't do like the U.S. because that was like old Neil Armstrong or whatever the hell.
Yeah, it's been done. Yeah, but that looks exciting. The other trailer I saw while waiting for the Iron Claw is the Bike Riders.
Okay, I think I saw this trailer.
I am excited for this one, mostly because I'm just a big Tom Hardy fan.
Me too.
Get Tom Hardy in it, Michael Shannon, Austin Butler, who's going to be the main guy. I'm not the biggest Austin Butler guy, probably because Elvis kind of fucked it for me.
Yeah.
But this story in general seems exciting to me. And this guy, Jeff Nichols, what is he writing? He wrote Mud with Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
That's probably his most popular one here. I don't really know most of these other ones. He did do a music video long way back up. I don't even know who that's by. I have no idea who sings this. But either way, another music video guy. This one, it might just end up being a whole bunch of nothing, but after the Sons of Anarchy, I was gonna say excited for anything else.
Me too. It's got Major Sons vibes. Tom Hardy kicking ass. It also already has a 7.6 on IMDb.
Yeah.
Where the hell are people watching this already?
It must have been at some film festival.
For sure. 900 ratings though. Crazy.
That's pretty good.
A lot of people gave it a 10 out of 10. 428 people gave it a 10 out of 10.
Damn. They might have been paid to do that.
That's true. That's very true.
That might be a little too much.
119 people gave it a 9 out of 10. 158, 8. The list goes on, but that's crazy. A lot of people gave it a 10 out of 10.
So I'm going to speed run kind of the last of these, and then we'll get into the most unanticipated ones. We're getting another Aliens movie, which I don't know if I feel great about.
Yeah, I don't know about this one either, because this is like another Ridley Scott banger.
Yeah.
They just keep going back to the well for Aliens, it feels like.
Yeah, they also keep going back to the well for another Saw movie. I'm going to love it. I'm going to see it. But at the same time, at any moment, they can just fuck it up. I felt like they didn't need another one after the third one. But
10
here we are.
Great, 10 was good, though, but
it
was set in the past, so now I don't know where they're going to go now.
I don't know what they do.
The timeline's all fucked up.
I have no idea. Next one here, If, which stands for Imaginary Friends. I honestly thought this was a Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends trailer. And it has a very, very similar vibe to it. But this is John Krasinski again, making a film with Ryan Reynolds.
Is this one like a kid's movie?
I think it's going to be, yeah.
Okay. I thought so. I just wasn't sure whenever I first read about it a couple weeks ago. I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, it's good to know. Yeah, it'll probably be good.
speaking of vampires, like we did at the beginning of the show, we're getting the OG vampire Nosferatu.
This is one
remake.
of my. This is like the top of my most anticipated list right here. Nosferatu is not my most anticipated, but it's top probably 5.
Yeah, and it's going to be dark. You get Willem Dafoe and Robert Eggers, who obviously has done a shit ton of dark shit.
Yeah, for
he
sure.
also loves Willem. He's in all this shit.
I love Willem too.
Willem's a great dude. I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings dude, but I know the Lord of the Rings War Rohirrim is going to be widely anticipated by everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here for it. I think that sounds interesting enough.
Me too. I'm more of an original trilogy guy. The Hobbit trilogy is okay, but original all the way.
Next one here. I just saw this before we hopped on, but Unfrosted, the Pop-Tart story. So,
isn't it directed by Seinfeld?
It is directed by Seinfeld, and there's a ton of comedians in it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So sounds silly, probably will be silly, but I'm excited. Hugh Grant, Melissa McCarthy, Christian Slater, James Marsden. All right, they lost me. Amy Schumer.
Oh,
there was a good list there for a little bit, but hey,
I saw a thing that she like just fell down a flight of stairs or something like that.
Maybe knock some sense in her.
She got like lit up.
Maybe she'll be funny now.
So many people were like, "That's the funniest thing she ever did." Was falling down those stairs.
Next one here. This is for the weebs, including myself. There's going to be a Demon Slayer movie, Shuda Hashira Training. Demon Slayer is probably one of the biggest animes right now, and they got a movie coming out.
Hell yeah!
And then I'll end it here, Ty, with Terrifier 3. We've talked about that a bit too.
That's also on the most anticipated list. Hell yeah! They're just gonna go so over the top with this one.
They have to. And we said that about the other
top. They went really over the top with the second one, so I can only imagine where they're gonna go with this one. It's gonna be fucking crazy.
And most unanticipated, we finally get to this category, and somehow I have way more than anticipated.
Yeah, we don't have to nail all these. There's like 50 of us.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go quickly. Ty, just stop me at any time you feel like you disagree or you want to add some more context. But starting right off, I saw this trailer yesterday for the fucking Underdogs, dogs with 2 G's. Snoop Dogg's gonna be coaching a Pee-wee football team or something. Gonna be on Prime. Looks dumb as shit.
I didn't know this. This looks terrible.
It looks horrible. And like, if you watch Coach Snoop on Netflix, that was the fakest, dumbest shit ever. And now they're making a movie out of it.
That's really funny.
So yeah,
that's terrible.
Not great there. Next one here, Mean Girls. So
this is the one that I've.
That was our movie.
This is the one that I'm flipping around. I'd say anticipated for me. It's coming out soon. I'm excited for it. Only because it's a good trailer. I love that Olivia Rodrigo song in the trailer, dude.
I agree with that.
I'm a big Olivia Rodrigo guy. I just found out.
You just realized that.
Yeah, she's got hits, man.
My hope is, and maybe I'm reading into it wrong, but it's going to be the same shit. Just a musical. Yeah, that's fine. What I do worry about is a lot of the musicals I have seen. They work on the stage, and sometimes they don't work out on the big screen. So that's my worry there.
This is also kind of like an Inception, because it was a movie that then became a play, which is a musical, and now it's a musical movie again. I don't know what to think. It got me all twisted up. I'm confused. But no, I'm excited for this one. It comes out pretty soon. It's one of the actually like only movies coming out within the next couple weeks. It's like an actual movie.
That is true.
The other ones are just like still we don't know what the hell is going on with the rest of those movies.
Next one here, Teacher's Pet. Ty, do you remember Teacher's Pet on Disney Channel?
No, I'm going to look it up though.
So you might recognize this stupid little dog thing, but this was like, do you remember Ren from the Even Stevens?
Oh yeah,
that was like her show.
Okay, Pet. I've seen this.
Why no one knows what this is anymore? Why are we making it?
They're making a movie out of this?
Yes.
What in the world?
Yes. So there you go. That was like I said, that was on Disney Channel when we were, I don't know, 8. But you know, got to make something, I guess, for some reason.
Yeah.
Next one here. All these comedians are making the mistakes of thinking they can act. Matt Rife is the next one here. He has a movie coming out called Private Eye.
Oh my god, this guy's so unfunny.
He's done. It's over with. Stop it.
He's just so unfunny.
Another one from our time when the original PlayStation came out, Rayman. Some reason they're making a Rayman's big movie.
That's weird. I feel like they could definitely make this hit for kids though, but I'm not a Rayman guy. I used to play it on Nintendo 64 though, but like I'm just not a Rayman guy.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about Rayman. Like Rayman right now is an Apple TV game on the App Store. Like
so weird.
That's what it's been diminished to.
I also saw that you can play like GTA 1, 2, and 3 and like what on Netflix. How does that work?
That's pretty wild.
How the hell do you do that? If you're using a Roku TV remote, like I don't know.
It seems hard.
It does seem hard.
Let me give it a go. Rebel Moon got a horrible review, and now they're making a part 2. And the horrible review, the arguments against it was, oh, we didn't have enough time. We had to cut it down. Bro, you're making a part 2. How did you not have a part time? Just put in the second part.
Exactly.
Dumb as fuck.
Zack Snyder's a dickhead.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Beverly Hills Cop. Eddie Murphy coming back to play this character again. Yet again, another movie that it's done. It's past its prime.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's running back to see Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about any of these Beverly Hills Cop movies at all.
Yeah.
Couldn't care less.
Damsel, they just got to keep throwing Millie Bobby Brown into things because that was good for a couple seasons. They're just putting her in everything.
Yep.
Straight to Netflix movie, looks silly. And I mean, I don't know what else to say. She can't act. She was better when she said nothing in the Stranger Things. So, sorry, but that's how it is. And I don't, is she in this one too? No, she was in the other Godzilla. But Godzilla X Kong, I don't care.
No, it looks stupid. The shot of them running, I talked about it on the pub before. It looks so ridiculous. There's no way Godzilla can run like that. And that's what Godzilla -1 nailed. Godzilla's a big dumb lizard. It can't do that.
You can't do it.
It can walk really slow with its dumbass little arms.
Next movie here is going to be polarizing on purpose. You can say whatever you want in some very fucked up ways, but that's not why I'm not excited for this one. The American Society of Magical Negroes. It just, what are you doing with this movie? I don't know what you're going to do with this movie, especially when the whole premise is, oh, white people scary, and we need to do our own magic. I don't like, for any race, to make a movie about excluding others from shit. Mm-hmm. That's really all I'm going to say. This movie's going to flop. People are going to scream racist. It's not going to be good.
Yeah, definitely. I don't even know what the hell this movie is, but I can already tell it's going to be one of those ones that is going to be like exactly what you said.
Yeah, and it's a shame. It just shouldn't happen. All it's going to do is piss people off.
Mm-hmm.
Next movie here, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. No one's cared about the Ghostbusters since the 80s.
Nope.
This next movie doesn't have a title, but M. Night Shyamalan is making another film, and I don't care.
Nope.
Garfield.
Nope.
Bad Boys 4. Will Smith, you're done. Stop it.
Absolutely not. Yeah, nope.
Kung Fu Panda Kung Fu Panda 4. We don't need another one.
All these movies that are a 4, we don't need them.
Despicable Me 4. Don't need it.
Nope.
This one, Ty, I feel like you might have a different opinion, but Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
I'm kind of excited for this one because the latest Mad Max movies are awesome, but like,
agreed.
I think the way they made Furiosa look is just weird. Anya Taylor-Joy doesn't do it for me. She's got weird spaced eyes, creeps me out. She's got a weird wig on. I don't like it.
She looks like Lydia from Skyrim, and she actually might play a great Lydia, by the way, if there's a Skyrim movie. But that's who she looks like to me. This looks like B movie Mad Max. And Chris Hemsworth is in here. The shot of Chris Hemsworth just looks incredibly fake. I'm not excited.
Yeah.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I don't know how this is still going. I forgot about it like 3 movies ago. Apparently I had Garfield here twice. So
but this one's smaller.
Twisters. You talked about that earlier. Why?
Yeah, I feel like we can come up with better premises than these guys are running from a fucking tornado.
Yeah.
In 2024.
Like the first one, that's pretty scary. Big ass tornado. There were a ton of disaster movies around that time.
Yeah. Now they make disaster movies about shit that's actually going to happen, like the fucking world exploding and shit. Like stuff hitting the earth. We don't have to worry about tornadoes. Walk away from the tornado, you'll be all right.
This one I can see going both ways. It is the Borderlands movie. I wasn't the biggest Borderlands guy.
Me either, actually. Yeah, never really played them. Wasn't
super into it. Eli Roth is, however, directing, which is cool. Exciting.
So he probably loves the games, and he's like, I'm making a fucking Borderlands movie.
I think it can be good. It has the potential to be good. Mm-hmm. I'm just not the biggest fan of it.
Right, me too. There's one on this list that's not here that comes out very soon that I think is going to be so dumb. It's Madam Web.
Madam Web.
It's like Sony's like new Spider-Man that's like the girl Spider-Man. It's got Sydney Sweeney in it, so bonus points.
Okay.
But other than that, it looks so dumb. Looks so terrible.
Oh my.
And it comes out like next month, February.
Emma Roberts, Adam Scott. So it's all people you know if you see them, but you don't know their name.
Right. It just looks
interesting.
Stupid. You'll have to watch the trailer after we're done. It looks stupid.
Yeah. Also looks stupid. Kraven the Hunter.
Right, that's what reminded me of it. They both look terrible.
Yeah, don't look great. Transformers 1. We don't need any more Transformers.
What is Transformers 1? Is it like a prequel?
It's kind of like what they did with what did they do when they went back to 1? Maybe it was Modern Warfare, some Call of Duty, where they just got the fucking numbers all stupid.
Okay.
But yeah, they're making another Transformers. Smile 2, I didn't like the first one, so I don't care about the second one.
Right.
Venom 3, we gotta kind of let it go.
Yeah.
And this might go back to the Mean Girls musical thing. Wicked, fantastic musical. Really, really well done. I'm worried about how it translates to the screen. This could be very good or it could be very bad.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3, I'm kind of over it as well.
Me too. I never saw the first or the second. The only thing that the first one had going for it was that they did the whole reanimation thing to appease the internet. That's what made people love it. So it got a sequel, now it's getting a third.
And they're gonna get lower and lower in box office.
Yeah.
Mufasa, the Lion King. When you come out, 1, we don't need another Lion King. 2, when the 2 top casted people are Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner, the 2 maybe most annoying voices you can throw in a movie, I'm not excited.
Couldn't care less.
And finally, The Karate Kid. It's somehow a combination of the original Jaden Smith.
Just no.
But that is it. That is my list. Like I said, I was lying when there was a lot to go through here, and I have, I might just be Debbie Downer, but a lot of unanticipated movies here. And to prove that I actually am a Debbie Downer here, Ty, I went and got some metrics from our movie reviews, our ratings. My average review for this year so far is at a 5.57.
Okay.
Yours is at a 6.38. So I am about a point less than you because I'm a downer. So I apologize, people. But that's just a little interesting tidbit here.
So close but not close.
That's right. But Ty, that'll end it here. A little longer of an episode, but that's fine. That'll just get everyone excited for our award show. which will be the next episode. Got some movies to see before then.
Banger coming up. Here's to another year. Spoiler alert, baby.